so you have the black and white, which I have a few of these comics, which are awesome. You know, the 80s into the 90s cartoon, the live action stuff. You have the Ninja Turtle, the next mutation, which was a little weird.
I didn't like it at all.
I didn't. It was very short lived too. Then there's the Ninja Turtles, just in 2003. Then they kind of made the Fast Forward, which was a sequel to that one, where they go in the future, but it's kind of, they're still directly related.
Oh, they're the same. Yeah, I didn't know that was different.
Yeah, because it's like kind of the next season, but not really the next season. It's weird. And then 2012.
I remember that one. I didn't like that one.
You didn't like it? I really like this one. And then Michael Bay, and then we got the new one. I liked it because there's a part where like they get the shit beat out of them, and they go to they do the first movie, the first live action movie, like almost like one for one, you know, like except for Leo being out cold and Raph is sitting on the side. They flip it with, you know, Raph and then Leo out there. But I thought it was great. They even do the whole forest thing. They see Splinter in the fire. I was like, oh, it was pretty good. But my favorite one's got to be the 2003 one. I think it went back to being kind of dark and gritty, and it was a pretty good story. The 2003 one is a very, very, I think, good story. The animation was really good, and then towards the end, you know, when it became Fast Forward, I kind of stopped caring. When they went into the future, it got weird. But this one was good. You know, they had a lot of backstory, a lot of side characters, stuff like that. But even the 2012 one, you know, they go in space and they find the rhinoceroses. I forgot what they're called, and you know they find out there's so many side characters in the 2012 one. Which
I know, but that's the point for me. Is like when they go into space, I was like, Turtles in space. This is where we at. Like, this is what's going on. Like,
I like that story. I thought that was a good run. I mean, how?
How?
Yeah, they have to like save the world, but they have to save it from the aliens. It was good. And then cranes, they did the whole crane thing. You know, are pretty good too. But I didn't think I was gonna like it, and then I really got addicted to this one. But 2003 one is still my favorite overall run because it was a decent season. But just movie wise,
no,
can't beat this, man. Can't beat that one.
That's my favorite by far. And you know what? I like the original cartoon because I grew up with it.
Yeah,
I do like that, but yeah, there's nothing.
The original cartoon doesn't really hold up that well anymore.
No, it doesn't look good. The story's not good. It's very Scooby-Doo-ish. But the movie, no, I could watch that movie all day.
Yeah, the movie was, even number 2 was really, number 3 got weird with it, but number 1 was awesome. Jim Henson made the things.
Number 3 was with Kiku, whatever. With the little,
where they go, the little kid.
Yeah, the little kid
in
Raph.
Yeah, I remember like one of them giving him CPR, and it was like mouth to mouth, and they were like, "Oh my god!" I remember as a kid laughing. I was like, "That's funny." That is funny. But yeah, the 87 one is fun, but it did what every cartoon in the 80s did. You know, like it promoted to kids to push toys, and there really wasn't a major like consistent storyline too much. Like there was one loosely there, but it was really all over the place. Like the old Voltron did the same thing. Like it's just random episodes, and that's it. You know, like there's no consistent story. You know, later they kind of helped it out, but that's how this one was. But yeah, the movie I think is the best movie, but show wise, the 2003 is my favorite show. That's how I would put it. Michael Bay one is just an abomination and should be.
I mean, it looks like an abomination.
Yeah, like.
But knowing that the last Ronin will probably be more like the Michael Bay Turtles.
I wouldn't mind that, but it's the nose that threw it off. But I wouldn't mind. I didn't mind them that big and beefy and stuff like that. But I feel like as teenagers they shouldn't be that big because where do you have to grow from? You know what I mean? Like when they're like 60, 70 years old and they're big ass
beefcakes because they're mutants. Yeah. So
yeah, that makes sense. But all right, let's
I'm waiting for the TMNT Wolverine crossover.
Well, you probably get Power Ranger TMNT before you get Power Ranger TMNT before you get anything else. They're kind of because of Nickelodeon, I think.
You mean that the last Airbender Avatar was TMNT crossover?
That'd be awesome. I might be strange, but Michelangelo Bay. Well, Michael Bay's first is number 3.
Wow.
Number 1 was hard. Number 2 was okay. I had a little bit of fun with number 2. Number 1 was just they tried really, 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 really hard with Megan Fox. Like everything was just a close up to Megan Fox. Just like, all right, now do they little lip tingle thing that you do, and yeah, it was weird. And when you see Turtles, their post credit scene, and it's good, nice. I don't have to look it up because usually as soon as the credits roll, I'm looking it up on my phone.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Every movie theater I'm in, everyone's doing the same thing. Everyone's hitting.
Yeah. Is there a post-credit scene?
And then someone yells out, "Hey, it's a post-credit scene." And everyone sits back down.
I wish they do that. Somebody screams it. Yeah.
It's usually me.
Yeah. I was raised by the 2014 version. Or by the 2014. Yeah. I mean, like I said, all like whatever you hold as a kid, you know.
It's gonna be by age, you know, the things that like grew with you. So
yeah. Oh, see, okay. Oh, you're talking about the 2012 one, like this one here. Yeah, I love the story. I like the one at the barn. Yeah, it was the space, the one at the barn. Those were all like pretty cool. Even when they go back to the city to take back the city and stuff like that. Oh my god! Like I don't know if it's a spoiler, but there's a scene where like Shredder kills Splinter. There was a lot of adult stuff in the 2012 one that I did not expect them to go there. It was still kiddie at times, but then there's parts where I'm like, holy shit, you know, and they watch like Shredder kill Splinter, and I was like, what? This is like sitting there like, this is a kid show. But yeah. The 2003 was great. Yeah, that's the one I liked. I'm sorry, Grizzly, but you're crazy not liking the 2014 one.
It just didn't hit with me.
No, really? I thought you would.
In 2014, you know, what was I doing? I was probably Last Airbender. I was probably Last Airbender at the time.
Yeah.
So I need things with really good stories. I feel like the Avatar was such a good story.
Oh yeah.
So like I needed things to make sense, and that's what that was. So anything animation during that time, I was looking for things that made perfect sense.
Yeah,
that just meshed, you know, with the world.
Yeah, that was definitely for like a little bit older kids to like young adults. You know, it had no business being on what channel was that on?
Nickelodeon.
Was it Nick? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why when you compare them and they both on Nickelodeon, that was just such a different level. So you know, that's why I spent all my time on.
Yeah, because I would say that's for like older teenagers and stuff like that. The Turtles was probably for like more tweens, you know. But I thought they were. I mean, obviously, I think Avatar is like way better, but then the Turtles was a good one. But also, like I seen Turtles before. I know the story. Avatar was like a brand new thing, which was like really intriguing. Remember the last thing I saw in my old house was 2003 Turtles show. Yeah, that was a good one. 2014 final episode hit different, like the last Ronin, but they live. Yeah, I remember that one. Wasn't like in the future and like somebody's like all like cybernetic or something like that. It was a really interesting one where they all like got split up and they come back together, but they're all old men. It was a cool one. It was cool. It was weird. I think they die at the end, don't they? I could be wrong. I have to watch it again, but it was a good one. The Super Shredder killing Splinter and Casey crushing Shredder. It was so sad, emotional, and other stuff. I cried when Splinter died. Yeah, I mean, it was done so like it would be very emotional. That's why I was kind of like I was sitting in my seat watching it. I'm like, what? I was just like shocked at how like serious it got. I was like, holy crap, man! It was like Like, what?
I wasn't ready for all this. What's going on?
Yeah, Donnie was a robot. I think one of them was a mutant. Was it Leo or I think it was probably Raph? Was like like extra mutant. You know, where like to the point where like they're not really smart anymore. You know, like overly, mutated,
simplistic, whatever.
Yeah. No, that's right. It is right into the days going to the sunset. Yeah, that was a pretty good ending. But it just kind of came out of nowhere, where it was just like, and here's this episode where it's like 50 years down the road or whatever, and the world's like post-apocalyptic kind of thing. So, but it was really fun. The live action TV show that they did, where they brought in another turtle who was a female. You remember that live action?
I feel like I do. I just don't. I can't pull it out of my mind, but I feel like I know what you're talking about.
It was, what was it called? It was Next Mutation. So it was this, but I think they used a bad they used a bad thingy here. Picture.
Okay.
What was her name? Mona Lisa, was it? Or it was something along those lines. Here, I think I gotta it wasn't the best.
Yeah, turtle pizza at Walmart.
Nice.
It's weird. They have turtle pizza and heat. They always order delivery.
I know. I already told Erica, I'm like, we're getting pizza when we watch this movie because you got to. Like, you got to. And the AMC has pretty good. Yeah. So this is the Next Mutation. So I don't know why here they have this animated one. Because I'm like, where's that one? So it should be here. I don't know why it's not. This is the TV show that they did.
Yes, I remember her.
No, it was Venus, I think, right? Venus something. Yeah. So this one, I remember watching this, and as a kid, I'm like, what is this trash?
What's going on?
Yeah, I just remember like, what? But yeah, Venus de Milo. That's who she was. I don't even remember how they introduced her. Like that's how much it was just like I didn't care.
Like
I don't think this turtle canon.
It had to be something from the Baxter Build. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
They said Venus was
so a fifth turtle that wears a light blue mask. Venus was in the bowl with the others were in and doused with ooze. However, she ended up in Chinatown where Chung found her. She was raised as a shinobi, a mystical version of a ninja. Venus often gets sayings mixed up like piece of cake and easy as pie, no matter how much her new family attempts to help her. So,
woo, that's a piece of cake too. I love that.
Yeah, Venus was her name. Yep. Yeah, this was. Do I have that one? The one with the girl on DVD? Do you? That's funny. That might be rare, man, because I don't think they there's no way they made that many like DVDs of this show. So
they're probably out there in the parking lot just handing it out. Take one, take one, take one.
Here you go. But yeah, it just was so over the top and silly and stuff like that. But yeah, that was. I was like, where's that one? But that belongs here. But I don't know. Man, yeah, Turtles had a good run, man. Turtles had a pretty good run. So, but Last Ronin is not on here as the comic books. That's got to be my all-time favorite story. Granted, it's not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a little bit past that, but the Last Ronin is amazing.
I just bought another one. Oh yeah, you spoke of it.
What you buy? Oh yeah, is that the one that just came out, right?
Yep, it's the pizza variant special.
Yeah, that's the special. I got that one. I think one came out today or yesterday.
It was yesterday, yeah.